Hello parents, it's me, Mrs. Robertson, and I'm just going to show you Oxford Owl quickly. So this is an online subscription that we have made for our school reading scheme. So you're able to access all of our school reading scheme electronically because we're not able to share books and send books home with you at the moment. So you need to go to oxfordowl.co.uk and there you'll be given two choices, Oxford Owl for home or Oxford Owl for school, and you need to log into Oxford Owl for school because that is an enhanced version of the free library that they offer. So you log in and every class has its own login, and you can see you have a choice here of students, teachers or parents, so you need to choose students and use your class login address. So I'm going to log in as Redwood, and it's the same login for the whole class. And when that opens up, you will find you have access to their e-library. So here we have Oxford Owl e-book library, and if you click on that, it's different to Bug Club in that on Bug Club the staff we can assign a set reading level to your child, and you can only have access to that reading level that we've assigned to you. The difference with this is that it's completely open access to the whole reading scheme. So what we can't assign specific books or specific levels to your child, but what you need to do is to search for and find the level that your child is on. So you can search in several ways. You can search by age group. You can search by the series that they like. So if they're particularly into Project X books, for example, you can use those, or the Oxford Reading Tree books. You have a choice there of the three that are common that we have in school, or by levels or book bands. Okay, so Key Stage 2 children particularly follow the reading levels, so you would need to search for whichever level that you're on. Key Stage 1 and early years children follow the reading book bands, so if you search for a book band, say green, it will show you to begin with all the books that are available on that reading level. So I shall just pick one and you click on it to open and you can read the book. And so it will open it up for you, and here's the book. Now the good thing about this is depending on the level of your child, it can read the book to you, and that's quite a nice kind of pre-teaching activity. So particularly for younger readers, you can get your child to just listen to the story first and follow the pictures, and then that will build their confidence when they have a go at reading it themselves second time round. You can just, to begin with, like you normally would, flick through the book, have a look at the pictures, talk about what you can see. The really nice thing is that you can zoom in, so you can look more closely at what's going on, talk about it, come up with some keywords of things that your child can see before they read. And then it's exactly the same as the physical book that they would have at home. So you can read through all the book, you can do a couple of pages, you could do half the book. You could read the whole book in one sitting. It's entirely up to you, just like you normally would at home. You could read the same book more than once. So we recommend that at school, that you have kind of a shared reading session, and then the following day maybe you read it on your own, or you take turns to read just to build up their confidence, to get them to kind of a fluent level. And the second time or third time that they read the book, you'll find they're much more confident. So you can flick right the way through, and what you also find with some of the books is that they have activities at the top that you can do. So it will have a game that you can play, questions that you can answer. So here it's got an activity that's sort of linked to the story, but it's applying those skills or the vocabulary or the language they would learn in that story, or the phoneme perhaps, or it might be a comprehension type activity. So this is a really simple word sort activity. So you listen to the sound and then you sort the words based on that. So there's two activities linked to this book. Not all books have activities, but lots of them do. It's really easy to use and to follow, okay? And that you can zoom in, which is really, really helpful as well, isn't it? So there's loads of different ways in which you could use this. You could do it over Zoom with a grandparent. If you had a Zoom call with a grandparent, your child could load the book up and share the screen, and they could read the story with a member of their extended family, for example. That would be really lovely, little story time. So to go back to our reading library, here we are in the library. So these are all the books that are in this book band, for example. There are over 550 books set through all the way through the school. So let's have a look at a higher level one. So at the moment I've got my filter here for green book band. So I need to clear that filter to start again. Here I can go back to the levels. So reading levels, particularly for Key Stage 2. So it goes all the way up to level 20. So let's look at a level 20 book. They have a really good combination of fiction, non-fiction, plays, traditional tales. Most of these books we have copies in school, so there will be some books that your child may have already read and some that they were really wanting to read but maybe somebody else had borrowed and they didn't have a copy of it at that time. So it's a really good way of them being able to access everything. So let's have a look at a higher level book, and the navigation works in exactly the same way. The higher level books don't have the read to me function. Those are only for the ones that are lower down the school, for the less fluent readers. So again, they can just skip through the book. They can zoom in. You can actually annotate on this if you wanted to. You can bookmark a certain page. And they can read a bit of the book. They could read all of the book. It's really easy to navigate, and there you go. So you have access to our whole school reading scheme now, and we are asking you that you really prioritise reading. It's such an important skill, and the longer that we are at home, the harder it is for us to facilitate that with you, which is why we've brought in the Oxford Owl scheme. We still have Bug Club, which you can use, and Bug Club is a fantastic resource, but what Bug Club doesn't have is the consistency and progression of the reading scheme, the colour banded reading scheme. Bug Club is like an add-on to that, an extra reading really. So we'd like you to prioritise the Oxford Owl reading scheme books, to have reading time every day, that reading is a non-negotiable, that depending on your child's age, between 10 minutes and 20 minutes a day, they should be reading, and that can be reading to somebody and or reading on their own, or combination of the two. Okay. If you have any questions about using Oxford Owl or any difficulty accessing it, or you have any questions at all, just send an email to the office or to your class email account or to your child's teacher through Edmodo. Thank you.